Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome to a brand new series here in Transport Fever 2 where I'm going to be creating my very own transportation company here on the beautiful Caribbean island of Cuba. This is going to be my most difficult and most challenging challenge to date in this game. And you may be wondering, Seniac, why have you picked Cuba? And why should I watch this challenge? And why is this going to be a difficult series? Well, guys, as we know, in the real world right now, there's an embargo kind of on Cuba right now, which means their economy hasn't flourished the way that many other countries around it kind of have. And this is going to be a challenge. We are going to rewrite history, and I'm going to create a huge empire in Cuba, a huge transportation company, a huge production hub to export to different countries. And when I say different countries, in the north, we have the United States of America. We have Miami. In the west, we have Cancun of Mexico. In the south, we have the beautiful country of Jamaica right now in Kingston. And all the way to the east, we have Haiti, the Port-au-Prince. Guys, Cuba is situated in the middle. It has a bunch of different types of industries, natural resources that we can take advantage of to produce different types of products that myself has never seen. We literally have a fruit plantation here right now. I've got a bunch of mods installed, which means we can create a bunch of different goods I've never been able to create before in the past. We have distilleries that create alcohol. We have fruit juice factories that produce fruit juice. We have cigar factories that produce cigars. Those beautiful Cuban cigars that I know nothing about, guys. Nothing about. This is going to be an interesting one. Now, if you do want to see this series and how it's going to flourish, there's going to be many challenges along the way. All I will say is right now, smash the like button down below, subscribe if you are new, so you do get notified when these next episodes do come out. So what are the main challenges in this series? Well, the terrain is going to make it super difficult to build a flourishing kind of transportation network. It is a long island, which means we are going to have a very, very narrow corridor to be able to not only link up all the cities, but to build a kind of industrial connection. We are going to have to harness the power of the water to export the goods from mainland Cuba to all the other countries around. We are going to create an alternate universe where Cuba did not have an embargo. It became a production and exporting powerhouse. And something and somewhere in a country that everybody around the world wants to buy their goods. Guys, this is episode 1 right now. It's currently the year 1850. I've got $5 million big ones in the bank right now. Ignore the finance thing here. This is just from when the map was created. We need to start. We need humble beginnings. I actually am not too sure where we're going to begin, so this would be quite interesting. So before we can actually start exporting to other countries and making money, we've first got to get ourselves set up and making money in Cuba to begin with. So I think I'm going to start down here between these two towns. We got San Cristobal and we got Pina del Rio. Now, between these two places, one needs fruit by the looks of it. Is it just lemons, tropical fruit? Yeah, which we have a fruit plantation just there. And the other one, actually, both of them require food. Now, I don't have food that close. Oh, okay, I do have it just down here. Now, the difference in this one with these mods is I can either bring over grain or I could bring over sugar. Now, there's a sugar plantation or sugar farm just there, so I can bring that down, deliver food. That would be pretty good. And if I can get a public transportation connection between the two towns, I think that's enough for us to start making money. Now, there is cigar factories nearby, and I think cigars might be the first product that we export. Mexico wants those Cuban cigars. Does Jamaica want it? Yes, Jamaica wants those Cuban cigars. Does Haiti? They want the Cuban cigars. And what about America? Oh, I forgot about the Bahamas. Guys, yeah, I forgot about the Bahamas, guys. The Bahamas are here as well. And, oh, United States also wants those Cuban cigars. So it's just the Bahamas that doesn't want the Cuban cigars. Is there any other countries hiding that I don't know about? No, okay, there we go. We're all good. We're all good. So I think we'll start over here then. This will be a humble beginning for us to start rocking and rolling. So let's, for the first time then, boys, put the game into play mode right now and let the shenanigans unfold. This is going to be exciting. Right, so the towns and cities are going to slowly transform themselves, but we need to make sure that we get on it first. So what I think we should do is to make some money. I don't know if we're spending any cash yet on any infrastructure. I don't think that's going to be the case. We are going to hopefully feed these two towns, transport between the two, and make some money. So let's start by buildings with a little bit of a truck unload stop right now, so we can drop off the lemons, the tropical fruit, in Pina del Rio. So a little bit of a truck unload stop just there. And over here, we're going to build a truck stop. We actually don't have a road connecting here. So I'm going to turn off the ownership. Just double check 100 quadruple, all that jazz, that I do not own the roads. Because then I have to pay for maintenance, and that's not really a good thing. It's not really what I want to try and do. Building-wise, we need a truck area here, so I won't do any platforms on the one side, but I will make it super long. Reduce my expenses, very good. And then bring this down as a connection. There we go. So, we're going to pick up the fruit. We're going to deliver the fruit to Pina del Rio. And that's going to be our first way in which we make money. Now, it's going to help us by growing Pina del Rio. And eventually, the bigger it grows, the more people live there, the more people will be transported then to other cities. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion these towns are going to be pretty big. So we got to keep our eyes peeled on what's going down, boys. Got to keep our eyes peeled. Now, they're missing certain stuff, so they're actually going to shrink these towns by the looks of it. So the quicker I can feed them, the better. Because their targets and what they currently are two different numbers. Right, let's create our first route then. And we're going to pick up the fruit. And we're going to deliver it to Pina del Rio. Nice. I'll make it yellow, so it looks like the color of the lemons we're delivering. So we're going to call it the Pina del Rio lemons. Or do I call it fruit? Let's just call it fruit. There we go. It's just easier to remember and understand it than at that point, isn't it? And we need to build now a road depot. So I'll get my road depot and I'll put it just here. And let's see what vehicles we can now buy. So cargo related, they all carry 4. They all cost the same. But I think we'll go for the American style because we are in the Americas. Granted, it is Central America. It is the Caribbean. Or as the Americans call it, the Caribbean. I can't get my head around that. I'm just going to call it the Caribbean, guys. And we'll go with these. So I reckon we'll buy 5. And then we'll drop them on the line. And then off it goes. Oh, this is exciting. I now officially have made my first steps into my Cuban transportation company. This is amazing. But remember, we've got to eventually produce the goods that we're going to export to the other countries. So that's really, really important for us to make some serious money. Now, in the meantime, then, is there any other food plants over this way? There isn't. So that's my only one at the moment that's going to feed these two towns. Now, I think because of the size of the towns, it does technically make sense for me to build a transportation connection between the two and transport passengers. So I'm going to strike while the iron is hot right now. And we're going to build a bus stop. And I'm going to pull it in the center of the town, which I think I'm going to pull it just here. And I'm going to do one just over here as well in the center. Bam. And I'm going to create a bus route that goes between the two towns. So from here to here. Now, it's not normally a good idea to start with public transport because you don't tend to make much money to begin with, but the towns are pretty decent sizes already, so I think that's kind of going to go in our favor. Now, I'll try and make all public transport pink because it's the best color to choose. And this is Pina del Rio, and this is going to San Cristobal. Right, there we go. We know your boy's really terrible at name pronunciation, so I'm going to try my best. Right, there we go. And then we'll buy... I think I'm going to start with just 2 vehicles. Then again, they carry 4. Do I go for a nice stagecoach to be a little bit fancier? I mean, this one's technically cheaper, but it only carries so many. Actually, no, we'll go with 5 as well. There we go. So I think that's a nice little humble beginning. Are they picking up the fruit? Okay, some do, some haven't. That one hasn't. I think that kind of came at the wrong time. Unless I turn that one around. That's got 3 on board. That's got 2 on board. Right, we'll take it. We will take it. So hopefully those lines do start to make us a couple of pennies. It won't be enough to kind of, to make huge profits and huge expansions. This is where the difficulty is going to lie. But people are now starting to wait, and that'll be a nice, simple way for us to make some money. Now, in the meantime, then, there is a little bit of a cigar factory over here. I could start feeding it with the tobacco from down there. And that's a way in which I can then slowly start producing cigars that we can eventually start shipping over. But then I need to create a whole industry for ships and stuff like that. I don't know if we were kind of ready for that just yet. I'm not too sure. But what we would need to do is provide more food to these 2 towns to grow them, to create more people that want to be transported between the 2. That's what's going to have to happen. So I think we need to start thinking about getting the food plant down here all up and running. So what we'll do is we'll get a road just here. So it links to the 2 because then we can pretty much utilize both of them. And if I was to build a truck stop there, let me do the other side of the platform. It touches both of them, which is important. So I'll go to about there in case I need to add in more platforms in the future. So that touches both. So I can kind of take on both of them if I really want to in the future. And then I've got to do the same thing here. But let me treat this road as if it was going completely out the way. So that's going to kind of come down, and then we're going to try and get it to bend. So let me just delete you. Bring this going down. Right. And then bendy wendy this in. So that's where that road's going to run out. Then all I've got to do is connect these 2 up. So I reckon I bring it out a bit more. Bring this down. Alright, bring you both in. Delete, delete, delete. And then kind of bend this in. Right, with that said, I should then be able, building-wise, to now drop, and I might do 2 platforms on this one because we might eventually take the tobacco to the cigar factory. So I'll drop you just there. So this should set ourselves up right now. Deliver the sugar to the food factory to produce food that I can then bring to Pina del Rio. I think it might be a little bit too far at this current moment to take it to San Cristobal, especially for the type of vehicles that we currently have. So we might have to hold out a little bit just there. Right, how much does this vehicle here make dropping these goods off? Where's the... it's just down here. Right, let me fast forward. Speedy, speedy, speedy. 7 grand. That's actually not bad. Now, that line is starting to make a bit of profit. We're going to still have to wait for the passenger line to make profit. But the passengers are now slowly on the way back. Right, this could be pretty good. Are they climbing up a hill? No. Right, got to keep our eyes on the elevation because you got to remember, these are horses. And horses don't like slopes. Right, so let's now create a brand new line from here to here. And we're going to call this our Pina del Rio Sugar. Yes, because that's literally all it's going to do. It's sugar, so I'll make it the color of sugar, which is white. Yeah, and I'll build a road depot down here just because it's kind of too far from that one at the minute. And then we'll go cargo-wise. We'll get the American horse-drawn carts. And I'll go with 3 right now because of how short the distance is. And see how we get on. So that then should start delivering the sugar there. It then should start producing the food, which will then allow me to deliver it to Pina del Rio and then be able to grow the town a bit more. Right, exciting. This is going exactly how I want it. I've almost spent $1 million already, but we need to make sure that we are turning a profit. Otherwise, this will be all for nothing. This would be all for nothing right now. We seem to have a lot of availability on some of these goods. It's just we are shipping them in such small quantities. Right, okay, so let that do what it's going to do then. Now, looking around, you can see eventually in the future, if I was to connect these all up via train lines, how we've got this line running all the way down, could we potentially implement high-speed train lines in the future in Cuba? That could be really, really interesting. But I'm really excited to see how I can transform this. There's a lot more mountainous stuff over here right now. There's Guantanamo over there, boys. Where's the is Havana the capital of Cuba, by the way? Where's Havana? I'm sure it's on the there. Oh, okay, it's right. It's the 3rd city along for where we currently are right now. Little island down here as well. Oh, this is exciting, boys. This is exciting. We could eventually export cigars to Cuba with how close we're currently running. Right, so are all my lines making profit yet? Not yet. Let's sort it by profitability. You can see that the passenger line has not yet made any money, but I don't know how far off are they from actually dropping the first people down. Also, the stagecoaches seem to be holding everybody up. Which is kind of funny. It is kind of funny, isn't it? Right, let's have a little fast forward then. I want to see how much we make on the stagecoaches from transporting people to and from. Because it might be that profitable. I could actually add more vehicles on the line. So where is it right now? Is it here yet? Ah, it's just there. It's just there. It's coming in right now. What's kind of cool is, right, in Cuba, you know the taxis in Cuba, like the really old vintage American vehicles? It looks bright and colourful as if, like, it fits the theme. It's weird, isn't it? It's like a hot rod. So that's just made 6 grand. Not bad. Okay. We'll have to wait for that line to unfold a bit more before we start seeing the benefits of it all. But so far, so good, I think. So far, so good. Right, are we making any money down here? How much did you just make? Actually, we'll take a look at this one. So you're about to come in right now. 5,600. Not bad again. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Right, all my lines are now profitable. But I don't know how profitable that's going to be. So ignore this year here, because that's just from when the map was made. This is the year that we're focusing on. We've got a lot of money on investments and infrastructure and all that jazz. So we've got to try and turn a profit. Yeah, this is going to be a bit tricky. So we're going to need a few more vehicles on the lines. So what I reckon we do first then is I take a look at the fruit line. We've got 5 vehicles. We just duplicate them straight away because there is the capacity on the station for it. We now do the same for the vehicle, the passengers going back and forth between the 2 towns. So that should double my income instantly. But how we're looking down here, is it something that we can do down here? It actually is. Weirdly, the industry in Cuba wants to grow. But the US said, embargo. Oh my goodness me. Right, so with that all said and done then, I think we should take a look at trying to build a line now from the tobacco plantation over there. Oh, Havana now demands goods. Right, are the towns going to be dynamic and start changing? Oh, I don't know if I like the idea of that now. No, I do. I like the idea. Yeah, bring it over to here. I can then, maybe then eventually take then the cigars back. Build a little bit of a harbour and export to Mexico. That could be an idea for the future to keep it really simple. And eventually we can kind of create a much larger variation of this to move forward. So let me get my little stop down. So I'll place it in the center here, which is not a problem. Actually, no, because we'll have to pick up from here as well, won't we? So in theory, we'll probably need both sides. There we go. And then we're going to have to bring a road leading itself all the way up. So let me just pause. Delete that road. Because we're going to perform a little crossroads. So the crossroads will take place. Right, I'm thinking about there. Right, that junction's not going to work the way I intended it to now, unless I do this. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to run this now up. And then we should be able to finalize that off with a nice little bend. Keep everything all simple. Okay, just keep it all simple. So we'll take the tobacco up. So from here to there. Now, tobacco is that like orangey color. So we'll go orange. And this will be our Pina del Rio. How do you spell tobacco? I can't remember how I spell tobacco. I think that's how I spell tobacco, isn't it? Yes. I was having one of those moments there. I've had these moments quite often recently. You see a word and you don't think it's spelt like that. Right, there we go. And then we're going to buy 5 horse and carts on the tobacco line. Off it then goes. Now, they're on different platforms, which is perfect for us. So, we, in theory, could now produce cigars. I could bring the cigars back down to here with a little bit of a shipping area to export to Mexico. We are so close from export into our first country already. This is amazing. But before I do any of that anyway, I've initially got to get profitable. Because if I'm not profitable, this is all for nothing. It's all going to be for nothing, boys. Right. Now, San Cristobal requires food and machines. Where is the closest machine factory for them? It is a little bit out of the way by the looks of it. It's not anywhere nearby. Yeah, it's not anywhere that I can see at the moment unless I've completely skipped over it. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, boys. Not too sure on that one. We'll have to eventually scour around the map and have like a better view and see where stuff is. But other than that, nice. So we're just going to get back to, we're going to get actually to being profitable. Right now, it's not looking too good. All my lines are currently profitable, but we need to kind of keep expanding them. And it's adding in more capacity where possible. So definitely there is room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add another 5 in there. And what about down here? Now, on the sugar line, we've got 6. So if I add another 4 in, that'll be 10. And then the tobacco line has got 5. So we'll add 10 on that one. So I'm going to invest a little bit of cash right now to buy a bunch of vehicles to really up the numbers. Right, the passenger line we got to be a bit careful with because there will be a limit to how many people we can transport. And that should start making some huge progression. Right, we're still spending money like crazy. We've got big investment money right now, which is mainly just me buying vehicles. If I didn't buy the vehicles, we would be barely breaking even. So I think we are, if I don't spend any money, I think we could right now be profitable. Yeah, I think that could be the case. I think it could be the case, boys. Right. So that little crossroad there will probably get super busy. I don't know whether it's time right now to maybe think about adding additional platforms to allow them to unload and load on multiple areas. Or it could just be the fact that I just bought so many vehicles. That could be the problem. Most likely. Now, Havana, have you grown right now? No, you've plateaued. You just got a very interesting layout. Very interesting. How do I pronounce this? Is it Cologne? Santa Clara is just over here right now. We've got Marone. Right, I'm going to really struggle to name these places, guys. Any name pronunciations I would greatly, greatly appreciate. Just saying. Just saying right now. Right. How are we getting on? Are we profitable yet? Now, all the lines are making profit. Okay, brand new year. We are currently profitable. We are currently profitable on a brand new year, providing I don't spend any money. Right, they're loving the fruit that are now getting delivered, which is causing them to slightly now start to grow. Fantastic, boys. All my lines, like I said, are making profit. It's what we like to see. So I think this is a really good start. I think it's a humble start. I've had to spend 2 million right now to make minimal profit a year. But it's a good start. A real good start. Now, what we've got to eventually do is when we start exporting to these new countries, is we've got to see what the countries offer. Now, in Mexico, the machines plants in Mexico. Interesting. So do we need to sell cigars to Mexico so we're able to buy machines off them? That might be the case. Also, we're going to have to also deliver the goods to produce the machines. But we could take oil from them, grain from them, and bring it back, obviously. That will be huge. That would be huge. The US... the US has the machines plants as... Okay, right. I was slightly worried that I was not seeing any machine plants in Cuba. But now it makes sense. Mexico and the US have the machines that we need to buy, and in return, we will sell them the cigars. Right. Got it right now. This is exciting. I really like this. What does Jamaica offer us that we can maybe potentially buy? Where is Jamaica gone? Jamaica is... Am I in the right spot over here? Oh, it's right here. Oh, they have a lot of tobacco. Of course they do. We all know why. We could take from them and sell them back their cigars. Oh, I'm liking the trees, and I mean that's meant to be like a brick wall of some sorts down there. Jamaica looks nice. Here's Kingston, boys. Very interesting. But I think Haiti doesn't really have any industry. They're just going to be a consumer for us. Interesting. And the Bahamas right now. Ah, the fruit. Of course they do. Right, okay. Sweet. Right, I think I've got my bearings right now. I think I know what's going down. And we are now officially making some glorious profit. This is good news. Very, very, very good news. So we've got ourselves all set up. We've got goods being sent here, there, and everywhere. Lines are making money. I don't think there's too much for us right now to worry about. I think it's just a case of now focusing on the ability to start exporting to another country. I think that's what we need to do. Now, I think before we can export over there, we need to take something from where we're exporting. So what I could do, we're sending tobacco up here to make cigars, obviously. These same vehicles can bring the cigars back. And as long as I drop a harbour here, it will transfer to the harbour. We can take the cigars to Mexico, because it's only a short journey over here. And they'll enjoy it. But what can we take back? Now, at the moment, the only thing that would be beneficial to us is grain. Because I can bring the grain, it will take it back and then drop it off there, which will go onto here, which they'll use the grain for the food plant. Even though, right, even though they've got the sugar. But that's something that will eventually run out, like we'll need more of. So that solves that means my boats make money both directions. And that's really vital. Until eventually, obviously, we can start bringing machines over. But I think that's the game plan. I think that's what we work towards in the next coming episodes. Ooh, I'm really excited. So now we know we're making cash. I think we should overload it a little bit more by adding in a few more vehicles, right? Or at least we should look at trying to expand a bit so we can load and unload multiple at once. So let me configure this now. And let's add a second cargo platform. It's going to now try and make our current routes a little bit more efficient. So be able to load and unload at the same on both platforms. This is just so I can now add in 5 more vehicles. There we go. Because at that point, we're going to be more than likely, there's a high percentage 2 vehicles need to be loaded or unloaded at once. Mainly loaded there. But when it gets down to here now, it is what it is. I don't really have a designated kind of a station. They're just using a drop-off point. So that'll be fine. That would do me. That's okay. Now for the passenger route, we could add in another 5 vehicles. I don't see there being any issue with that. Because there's a lot of people waiting anyway. So that will make a nice little change. And I think what I'm going to do here as well, because I want to add more vehicles to both of these. We give these a little bit more platform. So the sugar place will allow them to load and unload from all 4. And then the tobacco line, load and unload from all 4. And then that should allow me now to manage the vehicles. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the tobacco. So now we can load up 4 vehicles at once in reality. That's what we can do. Now, when it comes to unloading, are we going to have the same issues with these, or is the distance far enough? I'm not too sure yet. We'll see. We'll see. But we're now, as you can see, we're loading 4 vehicles at once. Glorious! This is how we become slightly more efficient on our existing lines. So we'll probably now start losing some money on some of the lines until the new vehicles start making money, because we're currently just paying for... Ooh. Right, we might have to start actually thinking about having a proper station. But these are the new ones that haven't picked up yet. So once they're evenly spaced out, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think once they're spaced out, we'll be alright. I don't think there's anything to worry about just yet. I think we're okay. Calm down, boy. Calm down right now. Calm down right now. So, yes, I think we're all good, boys. I'm actually quite excited to see how this is now going to progress. So, in terms of revenue, then forget where I'm now spending it. Oh, we've just unlocked a new train. So, that's interesting. I haven't even thought about doing trains yet. And I think trains might be difficult. Because of this, like, the land is such a long corridor. You know what I mean? Trains, they'll work in some areas, but a lot of areas they're not going to work. I don't know how I'm going to get to this town over here. Look at the land around it. That is one hell of a cliff, isn't it? Oh my goodness me, this is going to be a challenge. I'm ready for this challenge. I really am. I really am, boys. So, I think this is a great start. I think we'll end it for here. This is a great start. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you excited for this Cuban transportation company in the Central Americas? The ability for us to now export to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different countries. We've got the United States, we've got Mexico, we've got the Bahamas, we've got Jamaica, and we've got Haiti. Are you guys excited about this? They want cigars. We're going to produce them. The challenge is going to be real. They've also got stuff that we don't have that we need off them. So that's going to be important as well. A little bit different from my normal series on different countries, but this is going to be an interesting one. If you guys did enjoy this, please smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you do get notified when those next episodes do come out. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.